50-year-old Lawrence Reed is now in custody awaiting trial, but he wasn't before last week. We found Reed has been arrested over 70 times and was on an ankle monitor with a curfew after an alleged violent attack in August on a social worker at a psychiatric hospital. And now the state's attorney's office tells us they were not notified about the electronic monitoring violations until after the Blue Line attack.
Tonight, Bethany McGee's family is sharing photos of her for the first time. McGee is the 26-year-old victim attacked on the Blue Line, who they say is a beloved daughter, sister, and a good friend, quick to include others in conversations and make them feel welcome. They say she loves living in Chicago and was on the CTA last Monday night when she was attacked. It's a place and time Lawrence Reed, the man accused, should not have been. He was on an electronic monitor, and this report says he violated the conditions of it 5 times in the days leading up to the attack. And the state's attorney's office says they were never notified.
He had multiple violations where the pretrial people knew that he was in violation a couple times out overnight, and yet there was no process out there to take him into custody for these violations.
Many of the violations were escalated alerts where Reed was out for hours, sometimes overnight. Tonight, Cook County Chief Judge Timothy Evans is addressing the electronic monitor incident in this letter. In it, he says their pretrial services division gets 8,500 electronic monitoring alerts a week. One immediate change the chief judge wants to make is report all of those alerts to the state's attorney's office, which they were supposed to be doing. However, they say those were paused when they say the state's attorney's office raised concerns about the number of alerts they were getting.
There has to be a meeting between pretrial services, the state's attorney, and any other stakeholders that are involved in this process, including the sheriff of Cook County.
Our legal analyst, Irv Miller, says the fault lies with the lack of communication in the judicial system. He says Reed had multiple chances to get in front of a judge before the attack on Bethany.
Again, tonight, both the state's attorney's office and the chief judge saying the other one is responsible for Reed not being held accountable for electronic monitoring violations. In a statement late tonight, the state's attorney's office said pretrial services, which is under the chief judge's office, did not notify them, and pretrial services failed to do their job. We will, of course, keep investigating. In the newsroom, Marissa Sulik, CBS News, Chicago.